I think I was born with 2 wandering feet, one from my father and one from my mother, both of whom enjoyed the spirit of going to far places, new places. They felt the call of wanderlust, I suppose you might say.
Right.
And I grew up with them when they were kiting around, so to speak, here and there, so that it came to be a natural feeling of wanting to go, wanting to see, wanting to know what was over the next hill. And now, of course, to them, travel was on a much more limited scale. So when I talk about their early travels, to modern people who are accustomed to worldwide jaunting, it will sound very providential and very limited trip. But I took him to Europe for the first time, his first time and my first time.
Oh, okay.
One Sunday, the section on travel featured Venice.
Mm-hmm.
And Daddy had been looking at the paper while I fixed breakfast, and so when he put down the paper and we started breakfast, he said, the paper has a lot of pictures and articles about Venice, and he says, you know, it's sinking. And I said, well, I believe it's been doing that for some centuries. And I don't know what else I had on my mind, but at the moment I was not very much interested in Venice. And he said, well, you know, that's too bad. I said, well, it certainly is. And so we went on to talk about some other things. And by the time we got ready to go to church and got in the car, he said, you know, he said, I just wonder how much longer Venice is going to stay before it sinks entirely out of sight. He kept on, even during the week to follow, he kept on talking about Venice, and I thought, my word, will he never get off of Venice, you know? And I'm afraid I was not very patient about it. And then he really dropped his bombshell. He said, I think we need to go before it sinks. We need to see it before it sinks. And I thought, dear man, have you just taken off and lost your senses? He was as sharp as a briar, right to the very last, and it wasn't like him to be befuddled or take off on strange routes, you know.
He was serious.
He was serious. He meant it. And when I found out he did, then I began to suspect the real thing behind all this. He knew that for as long as I had known there was a place called Europe, that I had yearned to go there. And so he was going to do something about it. Well, he kept on until finally I took him to the doctor. And Dr. Harris Williams said, well, he's in fine shape. He almost said he was in better shape than I was, but he started to say that, and then he kind of caught it back. But he said, he wants to go. And he said, I really don't see any reason not to take him, except for one thing. He said, your father is accustomed to taking a 30-minute nap after lunch every single day.